Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The diagnostic trouble code, DTC P0462, pertains to the fuel level sensor, specifically indicating a low voltage condition in the fuel gauge sending unit circuit. The fuel level sensor is primarily responsible for measuring the amount of fuel in the tank and relaying this information to the vehicle's onboard computer. This information is crucial for accurate fuel gauge readings on the dashboard, ensuring that the driver is aware of fuel levels. The sensor is located within the fuel tank. If a malfunction occurs, it can lead to inaccurate readings, which may result in the driver running out of fuel unexpectedly. The diagnostic process involves checking for potential wiring issues, component malfunctions, and performing continuity tests to ensure an effective repair. Addressing this issue often involves a systematic approach to verify both the circuit and the component integrity. The fuel level sensor, also known as the fuel gauge sending unit, plays a critical role in determining the amount of fuel inside the tank, sending this information to the vehicle's onboard computer for processing. This unit is typically found mounted on top of the fuel tank, ensuring it can accurately gauge the fuel level. It consists of a float attached to a variable resistor. As the float moves with the fuel level, it alters the resistance, sending a corresponding voltage signal. This signal is then interpreted by the gauge control module, which affects the fuel gauge on the dashboard. The fuel gauge sending unit is essential for both operational safety and user convenience, making accurate readings vital for avoiding running out of fuel and determining fuel economy. Any malfunction in this circuit can lead to driver confusion and potential vehicle downtime. There are multiple factors that could trigger DTC P0462. First, wiring issues such as short circuits, damaged wires, or loose connections can disrupt the voltage signal transmitted from the fuel gauge sending unit. Second, the fuel gauge sending unit itself may be faulty. This could be due to wear over time, improper installation, or mechanical failure within the unit, which affects its accuracy. Third, a failure in the gauge control module could also be a cause, as this module processes the signals received from the fuel level sensor and ultimately informs the dashboard display. Each of these possibilities must be investigated thoroughly during the diagnostic process to pinpoint the exact source of the issue, ensuring a correct and lasting repair is made. A failing fuel level sensor circuit, such as indicated by DTC P0462, can manifest several symptoms. The most blatant is inaccurate fuel gauge readings, where the gauge may either read empty even though fuel is present, or inaccurately reflect the actual fuel level, leading to potential usability issues. Drivers may also experience warning lights illuminating on the dashboard, indicating a problem with the emissions system or the fuel delivery system. Furthermore, if the gauge fluctuates erratically, it can cause confusion and frustration. In severe cases, improper readings may lead to running out of fuel, which could hinder the vehicle's performance and safety. Recognizing these symptoms can assist in a timely diagnosis and prevent further vehicle complications. The first troubleshooting step involves verifying DTC P0462 by turning the vehicle to the on mode, which powers up the onboard systems without starting the engine. The Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, is then used to clear the DTC, which resets the fault indication. After clearing, it is essential to wait approximately 5 seconds. This wait allows the system to complete its internal checks. Next, check for any pending or confirmed DTCs through the HDS. If DTC P0462 reappears, it confirms the presence of the issue. If it does not appear, The issue may be intermittent, suggesting a transient fault or possibly poor connections, which should be further investigated at the gauge control module and the fuel tank unit terminals to identify loose wires or connectors. The second step of troubleshooting focuses on the wiring associated with the fuel gauge signal. Begin by turning the vehicle off, placing it into the lock mode to ensure no electrical systems remain active. Next, remove the gauge control module to gain access to the connectors. Disconnect the fuel tank unit 4P connector and the gauge control module 32P connector. With both connectors disconnected, proceed to check for electrical continuity between test points designated as fuel tank unit 4P number 2 and body ground. This step is crucial in determining whether there is a short in the fuel gauge plus wire. If continuity exists, this indicates a wiring issue, necessitating repairs to eliminate the short. Otherwise, proceed to the next troubleshooting phase. The final troubleshooting step involves testing the fuel gauge sending unit itself for functionality. Verification of the sending unit's performance is crucial, as it directly impacts the system's reliability in reporting accurate fuel levels. If testing reveals that the sending unit is functioning correctly, this suggests that the issue lies within the gauge control module. Therefore, replacement of the gauge control module is necessary. Conversely, if the fuel gauge sending unit is found to be defective or malfunctioning, it must be replaced to restore accurate fuel level readings. Addressing this component is essential for overall system integrity and ensuring that the driver receives precise information about fuel levels. After completing repairs for DTC P0462, it's crucial to undergo final verification steps that ensure all components are functioning correctly. Begin by rechecking the entire system to confirm that the fuel gauge and all associated electronics operate as designed. This may involve testing the vehicle's fuel gauge under various conditions to ensure it provides accurate readings. Upon confirming functionality, use the HDS to clear any remaining DTCs, ensuring that the system resets and recalibrates itself. It is key to check if DTC P0462 or any other related codes reappear during this process. If everything is functioning correctly without recurrence of faults, it indicates that the repair was successful and that the vehicle can now operate safely and reliably. Preventive maintenance plays a vital role in avoiding future occurrences of DTC P0462 and ensuring the integrity of the fuel level sensing system. Regular wiring inspections are essential to identify any signs of wear or damage before they become major issues, particularly around the gauge control module and fuel tank areas where exposure can lead to faults. Periodic tests of the fuel gauge can help detect any inconsistencies in readings, allowing for early intervention. Furthermore, timely replacement of old or malfunctioning components reduces the risk of failure. Establishing a routine maintenance schedule can safeguard against unexpected issues related to fuel level sensing, thus enhancing the overall reliability of the vehicle. To conclude, addressing DTC P0462 involves a systematic and thorough approach to troubleshooting the fuel level sensor circuit. By identifying faulty components, such as the fuel gauge sending unit or gauge control module, technicians can effectively restore accurate fuel readings, enhancing vehicle reliability. It is essential to conduct regular inspections and preventive maintenance to mitigate the risk of similar issues in the future. Keeping the wiring and electronic connections healthy is critical to ensuring continuous functionality, preventing the recurrence of fuel gauge malfunctions. A proactive maintenance schedule combined with effective diagnostics can significantly contribute to the longevity and reliability of the Honda Fit's fuel sensing system. please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.